What is going on, guys? Mr. Bazy here, and today we're doing some more Crusaders of the Lost Idols. Today we're on the Easter event, and as you can see, we're getting yet another Robo character, okay? Robo Rabbit swaps with the Bushwhacker, so thank goodness for that, because I don't really use him that much. I'm really happy when I don't have to swap with anyone that I'm ultimately, like, that I use a lot, you know what I mean? So thank goodness for that. We do have what looks like an egg. I'm pretty sure that's an egg formation. Let's just look at this. Let's see. Some damaged Robo Rabbits take up 2 slots. That's not a big deal. The party will wipe and go back 1 area if either Robo Rabbit is defeated. That's not a big deal either. The center slot is not adjacent to any other slots. Wait, what? The center slot isn't adjacent. Oh, so like that's not actually connected? That's interesting. So, I'm wondering who would be better for gold at that point, because I know I'm going to use Santa regardless, but who would be better for gold at that point? Would it be the one guy, the sleuth dude, like the Sherlock Holmes guy, or would it be the leprechaun? I really don't know. We have to test it out and see which one gives us better gold. Of course, gold isn't really going to be that much of a problem anyway, but here we go. Let's go ahead and check it out. We're doing the first one, Nate's Candy Conundrum. Whoa, I like the colors. This looks like kind of like Christmas. It's cool though. I like it. I'm definitely not hating it. That's for sure. Now this is the first time. This will be interesting because this is the first time I haven't started it, or at least in a while. First time I haven't started in a little while, where basically I had Jim the Lumberjack like continuously going forever. So everyone that we get here today will actually have the same enchantments, the same experience points and everything like that. It won't, you know, he won't have a massive advantage because he did have quite a bit of those before. So, you know, he won't have like a massive advantage. Let me turn off auto because I want to read the story here, but I want to talk about some stuff first. Where, you know, we'll see which one will be better. Is it going to be Witch? Is it going to be Sally the Succubus? Is it going to be Jim Lumberjack? We just don't know. I'm actually betting on the Witch this time around, or Sally the Succubus, because of the fact that neither of these characters have massive experience points boost for being in my party for the entire time while I was offline collecting gold. So let's see. Oh, it's made out of candy. You should have seen that sooner. What the? I'm assuming they're talking about the road. Let's go back one. See what's going on. Yeah, we can go back one. This forest looks a little odd, but you can't quite place what's wrong about it. Alright, let's just skip to the next one here. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Collect some candy to munch on. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Why weren't we doing that in the previous one? In the Valentine's Day one? Wasn't the Valentine's Day one where we were in like an alternate reality where like there was like a big candy kingdom or something like that? I'm pretty sure it was. We should have been doing that in that place. But, oh, we already have the ability to buy him twice, and the ability to buy her. I'd like to, well, let's buy her by 10 first. Let's get it nice and evened out. Alright, let's see what we want to do here. As you guys know, I like reading the storylines. Go back to auto here so we don't have to click every time. And we're starting out with a nice hefty chunk of candy here, which is pretty cool. The trees here are minty fresh. Grab a branch or two. A branch or two? That's a lot of mint. See how freaking, like, even if the branch was this size, like that's a pretty hefty chunk of mint there, bro. That's crazy. And apparently we've got some gumdrops. You know, I've never been a big fan of gumdrops personally, but nothing against gumdrops, but I don't know. It always tasted kind of weird to me. Oh my goodness. This particular, and I'm just now noticing that these pretty much all look like vegetables except they're candy. Whoa! That was a cool boss. This particular tree isn't happy with your slash and burn ways. It's like you're freaking slicing up my brothers. Freaking taking off their arms and eating them. To him, we must seem like freaking like beasts or something. I don't know. Wander around aimlessly while you chew on the treant. You just see. I told you, Jim the Lumberjack eats these enemies, man. He kills them and then eats them. But you know the thing is, Jim the Lumberjack took him out. I'm just gonna go ahead and assume because it's definitely not the breadstick kid, even though he was in front. You know, and he took him out and he sliced him up. He didn't have his toast with him, so he decided to share with the group. That's crazy, man. I'm telling you, dude, he's ruthless. Jim the Lumberjack is ruthless. You've got to find your way out of this forest. Find a candy map. Oh, a candy map. Let's not. Hopefully, nobody eat the damn candy map. Keep it away from the kid. Try to follow the map for a while. I mean, all jokes aside. Wait, what is going on with these kids? Are they like on a sugar rush? I think they're on a sugar rush too. What is his name? I'm not even gonna say what I think his name is. Hey, one of them, his name's Alex. Oh, it's Petey, okay. Alright, good thing his name is Petey. I understand, you know, we need a map to traverse the land and everything, but if it's funny because what we're seeing is a straight path. So technically speaking, you know, we don't really have too much to actually, like, you know, learn from the map. We just go straight. Someone else is trying to explore this place too. You work alone. Is it a boss? Oh, who is it? Is it like Dora? Wait, was I right? Instead of Dora, was it Doro? Dora the Explorer? All the kids, I'll slow it down in editing. I won't do that to you guys. I'll slow it down in editing. I'm pretty sure it was Dora, but it was called Doro because of, you know, a copyright, obviously. But anyway, you know, that's pretty cool. That's pretty funny because, like, I was seeing the way the kids were dressed and I was like, this looks like something Dora could be dressed in. You know, 1 to 100 is pretty easy cake for us. Pretty much everybody, unless you just got started doing the game, like, you know, yesterday or this week. I know when my girlfriend started, she started like literally when there was an event. She like just got finished her first like little area, and then she had to do an event, and it was, what was that? You've got to stop this madness before it's too late. Well, who was that? Wait, was that Angelica from Rugrats? How many of you guys remember that show? That show was the stuff back then. You've encountered 2 red-eyed unicorns who want to visit the top of the Gumdrop Mountain. Wow, is it? There's a lot of references in this, I'm pretty sure. This is like a Charlie the Unicorn reference, I'm pretty sure. Who could forget that? That was a crazy little series. Apparently, you need some Leopleurodon to guide you. Magical Leopleurodon. Yeah, this is definitely a, this is definitely a Charlie the Unicorn. Look at the way that they are. Look at the way they're designed. This is 100% a Charlie the Unicorn reference. Plus, obviously, the Leopleurodon. that's obviously a key indicator of what this is. Mind you, I don't know how many we need to collect. I wasn't looking, but we collected a few of those, and those things are freaking big. Okay, you don't just put them in your pocket. So I don't know what we did with them. Cross a bridge. A bridge. Oh my god. Well, at least it's humorous. You know what I mean? And for once, I actually get a lot of these references. Oh, and I'm kind of getting the reference to this whole thing too. Candy Mountain, Gumdrop Mountain. Now it makes sense. Construct a choir of licorice letters. You'll need licorice. Licorice? That's a huge bundle of licorice, man. Dang. I'm not a big fan of it. I like red licorice. Black licorice. Do any of you guys like black licorice? I've always liked black licorice. Obviously, is an acquired taste, but I've always wondered how people can genuinely enjoy like a lot of it because it's a very hard flavor. You know what I mean? But it's good, but it's a hard flavor. It's like really harsh. You know what I mean? I much prefer the red one, but I don't even eat licorice that much. You've encountered a very, there we go. His kidney was gone. A very, angry unicorn. Take his kidney. Oh, and we took his kidney. Oh my god. Well then, I guess that's Jim the Lumberjack's job right there. Chopping him open. Because technically, I'm pretty sure, like, obviously, Jim the Lumberjack and then the wolf, I'm pretty sure that was like a Red Riding Hood reference there. And so, you know, obviously cuts the whatever out of the wolf. The grandma out of the wolf. So maybe Jim the Lumberjack, maybe that was his handiwork there. You've gotten pretty high up on Gumdrop Mountain. It's starting to get chilly up in here, up in this piece. So let's steal some coats from Candy Monsters because they're obviously chilly. All right, so it had come to my attention that I could be doing a lot better with gold and everything. What was that? There's only one way forward up the icing waterfall. What is that? That is some sort of like leg contraption thing where you like wrap your legs around a tree and you use them to go up or something. That's weird. It's made out of like branches. I'm not sure how. It's made out of like branches and shoelace. I'm not sure how sturdy that is. A branch and shoelace climbing mechanism. That's safe. You've made it to the top. Unfortunately, someone else made it first and built a castle. Please tell me this is an Adventure Time reference, dude. Please. I mean, it's so unlikely that it might be, but please just tell me it is. Is this? Wait, this might be a Game of Thrones reference. I saw like Marjorie and someone else. Let's find out. Someone's hidden some eggs around the castle. What fun! What fun! They're not really hiding them very well. They're popping out of people I kill. Joffrey, Sarciel, Marjorie, King Joffrey. I think this might be a. Look, Jay Snow. This is definitely a freaking whatever that show is called. I always forget what I'm trying to say. Like every time. Game of Thrones. It's definitely a Game of Thrones reference. There's so many packed in here. Vortex, dude. Hey, those monsters found Those monsters found /are some of the eggs. Oh, this is your Easter egg hunt, darn it. Jeez, man. Well, this is quite the hunt. I mean, I will put money on the fact that this is probably the most exciting Easter egg hunt to ever take place because of the fact that we're literally slaying these. First of all, the Easter eggs are attacking us. Who can say that your Easter eggs attack you on Easter morning? And second of all, who can also say that you can just, slay them out like it's nothing? They're coming at you with weapons now, tasty weapons. Oh, at least we get to eat them afterwards. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like how there's a bunch of references in here. Like there was like there's a multitude. We're only on like level 29. We're not even. We're just a little more than halfway, and we've already gotten. Let's see. We had a Dora the Explorer one. We have this one, the Game of Thrones one. We have what else do we have? We just had another one that Charlie the Unicorn, and I think it was one more. There was one more as well, I think. But I'm not sure. We'll see when we lap again, because we're gonna have to lap again at 50. So yeah, we'll see what we can do about that. So let's see. The King's Jester has shown up to calm everyone down, but you've had way too much sugar. Ooh, they've got cream eggs here. Grab a handful. Oh my God! Tell me this is gonna be what was it? The freaking nursery rhyme. The dude fell off the wall. The egg. I forget it now. It's so long ago, but like something about him falling off the wall and then they couldn't put the pieces back together. Because it's a broken egg. First of all, it's a chocolate-covered actual egg. Like it's not the tasty ones, unless that's an actual thing that I've never tasted that might be good. Because it sounds like a real thing, like cream eggs. These cream eggs are smaller than you remember them being. Grab some more. I like the actually it is around Easter actually. The little I think my favorite Easter candy, and probably one of my favorite candies of all time, is like the Easter, like the little chocolate-covered small little hard eggs. You know what I'm talking about? Like they've got like a sugary outside shell, and then the inside is like milk chocolate. Those things are the bomb, and they're like multiple colored, like blue, white, yellow, pink, things like that. They're so good. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. They're like literally delicious. I like Game of Thrones. Don't get me wrong. I haven't even watched the whole thing. I'm kind of waiting for it to finish because I don't have like HBO or whatever it is that it's on. So I'm waiting for the whole thing to be done so I can just get it on like tape or download it. Like get like a digital download copy of it. But man, I wanted Adventure Time reference so bad. Adventure Time is literally the bomb. Like I love Adventure Time. I haven't watched many of the new episodes, but the ones that I've seen, I don't think there's an Adventure Time episode I haven't liked. It's a prison break. Free all the naughty candies. Delicious. Wait. Oh, I'm picking up their underwear? No wonder they're naughty. They're just taking off their freaking pants, running around naked. The guards really don't seem to like you being here. I imagine they don't. I'm probably eating them as soon as I'm done like slaying them up. That not only do they have to watch their brethren being, obliterated by a kid with a breadstick, a demon with a whip, a freaking pumpkinhead kid, an ogre football player, a leprechaun, and a lumberjack. Assortment of the best friends right here. But they also have to deal with the fact that once we're done slaying their brothers and all that stuff, we're just like nomming on them right here in the courtyard. Find the key to the throne room. Ooh. Who's the level 40 boss going to be, man? I'm kind of excited. King Candy himself has shown up to stop you, or try to at least. Who's King Candy? King Candy! Oh, good. See, my strategy worked. I am not upgrading these guys as far. I'm going to do it right now, or I'm going to do it as soon as I hit 50. Because I'm trying to use the strategy where I can. Where'd we go? Well, you won, but you still got cast down into candy hell. May as well make the best of it. Honestly, if this was what hell was, I don't think too many people would mind being sent here. Well, actually, no, that's not true, man. You would get mad pudgy. You'd get mad pudgy, and then you'd probably be like rolling around. You couldn't even walk at that point. Because I guess people. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just imagining a bunch of like roly-poly-oly people rolling around hell. Oh no, it's the Reaper of Candies, Maltesa AL. What? Wait, hold on. Nope, I was wrong. Maltesiel. Maltesiel. Is that a supernatural reference? Anyway, you've stumbled upon some sort of candy factory. This must be where all the candy is made. In candy hell? All the candy is made in candy hell? Forced to work all day and not be able to sample any of the candy they make. This really is hell. No, they can't do that? Okay, never mind. Never mind, that this is really a bad place then. Steal a few gears so that the assembly line stops working. Ooh, they're made of chocolate. Oh, delicious. Delicious. I'm sure they have to be replaced quite often. I'm sure they get worn away over time. Chocolate isn't exactly the most durable substance. You know, it melts pretty easy. We are in hell after all. I mean, I'm sure it melts like every 2 seconds. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. Except for the fact that there's ice cream cones in the background. So maybe we're good. maybe we're okay, actually. You'll need to make it across a hot fudge river. Oh, that sounds like a river I want to go across. To reach the boss, find some giant spoon oars for your boat. Dude, I'd take 2. I would take... no, wait. We need 2. Okay, so generally you need 2 oars. You don't need them. You could go with 1 oar, but I would take 2 so that we could go faster. And then I'd take a 3rd one, and I'd have one of our group members, okay, probably the orc, because I'm assuming like a big spoonful of chocolate is pretty heavy, so the orc, to feed the rest of the Crusaders the chocolate from the river as we go across so that our journey across the river is a bit more enjoyable. That's what I would do. See, I would be a pretty good leader because everybody would love that. Look out. It's the Lord of Candy Destruction, El Diablo Gingerbread. That's actually clever. I like that. Whoa. Dude. They should make like an action figure like that. That thing was cool. People should make gingerbread cookies that look like that. That was awesome. I gotta admit, that was pretty cool. Okay, so I'm just opening a chest when we did just get Santa, and from now on when I do get Santa, I probably will be putting him in the group just because he actually does, just by default, because of what he's holding, increase my DPS. But I'm pretty sure we were able to do something there. No, we're just a tad off, as a matter of fact. It's a shame. Yeah, we need 6.40 quintillion. We don't exactly have that, so let's open up another one. Not a big deal. But anyway, I probably will be ending it somewhere around here. I'm gonna do some things a little bit different. Because I noticed that the episodes are longer. Now, you'll have to let me know in the comments if this is something you want or don't want. But once the story is completed, I think what I might do, because I will go ahead and do the next one too. Because, of course, I want to show both times I'm getting the Crusaders. Of course, we're getting yet another Robo character. Which reminds me, I haven't actually been using I've been using Robo Santa a lot, but I have not been using Robo Turkey a lot. I noticed that. So that's pretty interesting. But in any case, I think what I might do is kind of grind it, like not really offline, but get to a certain point and then start recording rather than starting right from the beginning, because most of you guys know I can get much further than 100. I mean, I'm not sure how much further, but I can get a lot further than 100. I know I've gotten into the mid 200s or something like that. It took a little bit, but I did almost get there. So I'm thinking I want to try to start doing that. Maybe not for these ones, because I want to showcase both of me, both times I'm getting the Crusaders, but I'm only going to go to 100 for those. And then the next one's 150, which I'll probably showcase that one. Because that's usually the slightly harder one. It's a bit harder. But, yeah, I don't know. You have to let me know if you, like, what kind of stuff would you like to see with Crusaders? Because I do like doing the event stuff, and I will be tackling some of the other things, too, like the newer, or I guess not new, but like the other stuff that's non-event, pretty darn soon. I want to get to some of those objectives sooner rather than later. Let me know what you're thinking about that. Let me know what kind of stuff you'd like to see with Crusaders. I do want to know exactly what you guys like seeing. Do you like seeing what's been on here the whole time, or would you prefer a different kind of content from Crusaders? Because Crusaders is one of those games that I really, really enjoy playing. But, when it comes right down to it, I know that a lot of people have said they like seeing the free plays or they like seeing the other stuff, but unless there's an objective involved, it is kind of the same thing each and every time. But at the same time, we could just talk about general stuff. You know what I mean? We could just talk about general stuff. I guess we're asking you guys, I could answer your questions in the comments. That's one thing I was thinking of. I was thinking of actually having you guys drop questions in the comments for me, about me, different things that have pertaining to the channel or whatever you really want to know. And if I pick the question, I'll answer it in the video. Of course, the questions that are taken from, questions that are taken from the previous video's comment section is what I'll be answering, and stuff like that. So you'd have to let me know. You'd have to let me know about all that, because that's one thing I thought of that I didn't know if you guys would be interested in, but would be pretty cool to do. All the same. So let me know what you guys want in the comments down below, and let me know what you think about the ideas I just gave you as well. Now, Drizzle the Dark Elf, was she even useful last time? Let's go ahead and try her out again. Of course, she won't be touching any of the guys that I need her to. Like, oh, actually, no, that's not true. So that's bad. That increases her. What if I put... Okay, so she is better right here. It's a bit interesting. Alright, so let's bring in the witch. Let's test the theory. because nobody has any of those bonuses at all. Nobody has them whatsoever. Now look at, now that's a difference. That's a pretty big difference right there. Look at that. That's something I wasn't expecting. Now she gets boosted a lot. What happens if I were to replace her? That's bad. That's good. But not as good as this. Definitely not as good as that. Okay. So that's something to keep in mind here. Because well, that makes sense actually, because Lumberjack is boosting her. So that does actually make sense. And of course Drizzle is boosting her too. So that's where the 556 was. In this particular case, she's getting boosted by him, boosted by her, and boosted by him. So, interesting. We'll have to see if this retains true and if she continues to be better throughout this. The reason it's doing so well is because Lumberjack is boosting her. Look at how much she goes up. 555, 833. That's pretty significant, to say the least. So yeah, that answers my question from before, kind of. A Leoplurodon, in all honesty, would probably take up this entire screen. Like if it was scaled. Not obviously in real life it would destroy my monitor, but I mean, like, if it was scaled, it would probably take up, I would say, maybe a little more than this screen. I'm just guesstimating, but those things were big, man, back then. So unless every single Crusader is carrying this, like, I mean, and then you have to understand there's 3 of them, so like 3 Leoplurodons stacked on top of each other, like, that's crazy. That's just crazy. It's crazy. All right, guys. Well, I think I will be actually ending it right about here, just because I spoke about that already. So I want your opinions on that, whether you're okay with that. After we've completed the story part of the things, which is my favorite part of the event, as a matter of fact. And usually the first Crusader that you get is the best one. Usually, not always. But so we'll have to see what he gets. I'm kind of excited to see what he does, so we'll be focusing on that next time. Of course, that'll be subject matter for next time as well. He is going to be taking up the kid, so that's good, because that's somebody I don't use much anyway. I always love when they give me ones that I don't use a lot, because then it means I really have nothing to lose. You know what I mean? Usually they're better. Like Sally the Succubus is way better than the wolf, in my opinion. I will be using the wolf. Somebody asked me to use the wolf. I will be using the wolf in a later time, and I will probably also be going through some of the other stuff with just the default Crusaders and seeing how well I do. So none of the event Crusaders. It's going to be hard, but we'll see how well I do. So that's something that's coming in the future. Let me know what you think about you guys commenting questions in the comments down below and me answering them during videos, like all that stuff. Because like, I do like doing the, like I said, I like doing the Crusaders, but in some fashion, like for example, if I was doing free plays, it would be kind of cut and paste each time. And even though I know that it wouldn't be that bad, like I'd still make it entertaining and everything, and still have stuff to talk about, I would like, to get you guys more involved. You know what I mean? I already have the giveaway and everything, but I'd like to get you guys more involved and have it be more of a sociable thing than just me sitting here talking about just the game, other than when I do this, because I really like the stories. The stories are very creative. They're sometimes random. They're funny. I like them. They do a pretty good job at keeping the storyline entertaining. If you guys don't read the storyline when you run through these, you really should. I'm actually kind of excited to do the other ones, because the other ones are probably gonna have different stories too, like the other stuff, like these right here, like these, like Descended in Darkness, Ghost Beards. Those are all ones I'll be tackling as well. So we still have quite a bit of Crusaders content to go through. In any case, that's just my little spiel on that. Let me know about all those things in the comments down below. All right, guys, and with that being said, definitely make sure you rate the video what you think it deserved. And if you did enjoy, please consider sharing the video as well. That kind of stuff really helps me out a lot, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or any social media really, or even word of mouth with your friends. That works really well as well. Of course, that directly helps me as well as the community and is greatly appreciated. So with that being said, if you want to become a Sage in training, make sure you subscribe today. And as always, this has been Mr. Bazy, your favorite Sage, and I'll see you in the next video.